walked in through the door and they're just like, hi.
And the kids are just looking at me like,
what's good, JT family? We're back again with another lit
banger.
So today we are going to be doing a little bit of a story time for you guys.
Yes, a good one.
It's actually a juicy
We
one.
vaulted for a bit, and now we're gonna open the safe and pull it out.
Yes! You vaulted for a little bit because you needed to like mentally just kind of get through that little moment in life, that little blip in life.
So like, but let's just preface this story with, it didn't go to plan. It was a bit of a disaster. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about the first time I ever met T's kids, which obviously was a really big deal. And before we like get into the story of like how I met them and like what like T was around that, we're gonna talk a little bit about like how T felt about like bringing another person like into the kids' lives and stuff.
And then we'll talk about how much the entire interaction was actually like a hot mess disaster.
Yes.
Because it was. But anyways,
fire.
Before we get into the story time though, we're gonna need you guys to all like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when we're dropping lit. And you know what actually I think we should do today?
What?
I think we should give them 5 seconds right now and we'll wait for them to subscribe. Okay? So we're gonna give you guys 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And
Thank
there it
you.
is. Thank you.
Wow, I love you.
Welcome to the family.
And I'm sorry to blab again, but also please follow our Instagram. It's new, it's sad, make it less sad, please. We don't want to be looking sad. And that's it. Oh yeah, and also check out our 5K giveaway video.
Yes.
Because we're doing a giveaway when we hit 5K. So that's another reason to subscribe if you didn't do it over the 5 seconds because you're petty.
Ooh. She came for you. She did the
I'm just kidding.
thing. Oh
Okay.
my gosh, she's coming for
So
me.
now,
anyways,
T's gonna talk about the story.
let's get into the video. So I had thought long and hard about whether or not, you know, and what time, at what point in our relationship I wanted Jess to meet the kids.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's a really important part.
Of your life.
Yeah, they'd
huge
just
part.
gone through, well not just, but like they'd gone through a divorce obviously.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to basically be in a scenario where the next time I'm introducing them to somebody that I'm with, it's the last time. Because I don't want them to have to go through all of that crap again, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it was a really important decision and I waited quite a while. I actually waited close to a year, maybe a year actually, before we actually started like entertaining it and thinking about it. But then when we did entertain it and think about it, that piece moved really quick. Like it was a couple conversations and then it was kind of like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
But we kind of went back and forth in our heads of like how we wanted to do it. You know, did we want to do it just like one-on-one? Did we want to do it in like a group scenario so that it wasn't as like aggressive and in
like
your face
weird
and just kind of like, this is my partner. Like we didn't know if we wanted to like hang out with a couple of my friends and then throw Jess in the mix and maybe like kind of get them to know her a little bit better, and then maybe hopefully they would just start putting 2 and 2 together because she'd be around a little bit more.
At the time they were 2 and 4, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, so it was like they knew my core group of friends and like my good friends, so like to throw another woman into the mix and they know that I only like women, I think it would be kind of like, it'd be a nice little bridge, right? So that's kind of where we wanted to or decided that we were going to, that was the angle we decided we were going to come
we thought it was going to be like a really low-key event, you know, like super low-key, super chill, like, you know, just this random person, and then slowly, little by little, we would start like hanging out more. We planned it out, we had the whole thing planned out.
Of course we had the whole thing planned out.
Things don't go according to plan.
No ma'am. No ma'am.
Well, when you have, you know, first off, when you have disastrous friends like I do,
obviously things are gonna go sideways, because let's be honest,
my friends are disastrous. They're ride or dies, don't get me wrong, absolute ride or dies.
Yeah.
But you know, it takes a little bit of time for them to get their lives together.
Oh yeah.
Did they get their lives together that day? No, they did not.
No, they did not.
No, they
did they pull through? No, they did not.
So anyways, Well, let's fast forward. Now that you guys know
The
that how
backstory.
we kind of came to the decision and how long it took, and that it was like obviously
It was a really big deal to
a really
her.
big deal to me, because ain't nobody got time to be doing the whole, oh, you know this person for 2 weeks, okay, it didn't work out. No,
Bye,
this
yeah,
person
this
for 2
person,
weeks.
this person.
No,
this
I'm not
person.
doing all of
That's
that.
just like toxic for kids, and it's not
No.
the tea. And that's the thing too, is that like when she asked me,
Yeah.
I was like really like flattered, and but I had already like, even before she asked me, I knew it was gonna go there eventually. So I had already really thought about like, am I gonna be serious about it? Because I can't just be back and forth like willy nilly with
Oh
her,
yeah,
right?
And we had multiple conversations
Of like,
about.
you have to be serious about it.
Yeah.
It can't just be like you're like casually doing it, because
Well, no, at first we did do it casual.
no, but I'm saying like you can't just casually be in their lives. Like when we talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
meeting them, it wasn't just you're gonna meet them once. It was like we're gonna start kind of
introducing you to
introducing
them
you
and,
to
and
them.
letting them know.
And that's a process. You can't take it back.
No,
No.
you can't take it back. You can't go
unless
backwards.
trauma.
Like this was a situation where like you actually there's
Can't
no way
anticipate.
to anticipate like how are they going to react to you? Is it going to be easy?
Mm-hmm.
Like what's going to happen? Will they take to you quick? Will they not? Let's get into the actual meeting.
Yes. So we together kind of all planned out that we were going to like me, T, and T's best friend.
And the
all
kids.
going, and the kids were all going to like meet up at T's house here, and we were going to make cookies together.
And
That
let's
was what we
preface
had
this
planned.
with he's actually like an uncle to them, so
Yeah.
it's not weird. It's not
No.
like it was like a random. It was like
No, it was like very close.
it was like
their.
their uncle, them, me, and
Yeah,
them.
so we were gonna all play together and make some cookies, and that was it. And then I was gonna go home. That was the plan. So I came over, or I was texting T, and I was like, okay, like I'm ready. Like I was really nervous because I was like, what if these kids like hate me? First of all, what if we don't vibe? Like I was really worried, and I didn't know what they were going to think of me. I didn't. I was like, what is going to happen? Like I was nervous for sure, and I was like, hey, like, have you talked to your friend? Like, is he coming? And she was like, he hasn't messaged me yet, but he'll definitely like pull through. And I was like, okay, so I don't have to worry about that piece then. Like, I'm not like I'm gonna be like alone, like, hi, and the kids are just looking at me like, you know? But anyway, so I came over and
Let's just also say the fact that it was a Saturday that you were meeting them, which means
yeah,
Friday night, you know, people are having a good old time,
yeah,
having some drinks, having a little party going.
yeah.
I was not because I had the kids, but obviously my idiot of a best friend.
Love
Yes.
you. Love you.
Tell me how Mans falls asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be meeting,
At
all
like-
of us
at like
together.
noon.
It was 11.
Yeah, 11 or something.
Okay. Homeboy texts me back.
He was
4 o'clock.
He was an important part of this plan.
Text me back at 4 o'clock. At that point, I was like, don't even bother coming.
Yo, killing me with this.
Because you were already there.
Yeah. And he was supposed to soften the blow, and he wasn't even there. He didn't even show up. We just thought he was gonna show up.
Oh,
right?
it's because after a while, I just said, buddy, don't even
Don't
bother.
even bother. It's fine. We're fine without
He
you.
felt so bad, though.
I bet you he
He
did.
felt so bad.
Okay, but anyway, so I was naturally even more nervous because part of the plan that was supposed to make it easier wasn't even like happening anymore, right? Because he wasn't there. So I was like literally like getting thrown in, and it was weird. Like I think even her oldest son was literally like kind of making jokes, like, oh, like, so are you like her girlfriend? Like,
No, he was like, who are you?
who are you? Why are you here? I don't know you. Like, you know, but it wasn't like in a like nasty way. Like he did really like me from the jump. Both of them really did. But they were really little. Like I think about them now and I'm like, wow, like they're so grown up, but like they were like the youngest one was like a baby still. He wasn't even talking. Right? So
He was
they
babbling.
were just
Goo goo gaga.
all over the place, and I was like, oh my god, like here I am. And I was really nervous because I was really like, I wanted them to like me, and I wanted it to all like kind of gel together because I knew obviously if it didn't, like,
It would be tough. It would be tough. We would
Yeah.
have navigated it and we would have gotten them to like
figured it out. tried to
But
figure
we
it out.
weren't. We also weren't that worried because they're so young. Like it wasn't like
They're still at an age
they were
where
gonna
they're
be
very
like,
open.
"You're not my mom." Like you know what I mean?
They're
So-
really open.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I was just worried about them liking me, and so you know, I brought stuff over to make cookies because I was like, you know, that's something I'm good at. I love baking. I love cooking. Like I'm
And
usually
she's
good at.
amazing at it, guys. She is
I don't
amazing.
I forget everything, but I don't forget. Like
Yeah.
I'm good with cooking. But anyway, okay, so I was like, you know, I also haven't really cooked like a lot with kids, like little kids, and like they're really messy and like, no, I want to stir it, no, I want to stir it, blah blah blah. So then
so you're gonna blame it on the kids, huh?
No, but there was just a
child. Anyway, so
lot going on, and I was really like nervous and stressed out. So we were making the cookies, like la la la. We made them, we put them in the oven, we took them out. They looked kind of like puffy and like weird. So I was like, oh, like this is weird. Like I wonder what happened. They look kind of weird. And then so I ate one, or I like took a piece off of one, and I was like there's something so wrong with this cookie.
Because I wish I had a picture.
I was like, damn it. I was like, we should try to find a picture on Google of like,
it was like this high. It was like bread. It was like a disc of bread.
They were so hard.
Okay, so, and then I tried one and I was like, these are horrible. The kids are gonna hate me. Like, I just made them nasty ass cookies. And I was like, man. So then the kids tried them and they were like,
They were actually sweethearts because they knew it was janky, but they kept it moving.
They were fine with it, but I think it was the M&Ms. There was M&Ms in the cookies, so they were like, whatever.
They don't.
You know what I mean?
We don't sift through the bread. We're gonna sift through the loaf to get to the M&Ms.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
So the M&Ms saved the day. But anyway, so what we realized later,
after the cookies came out, everyone was done eating them. They would taste like literal
and
bread.
we couldn't figure out what happened.
We couldn't figure out what was happening. So then it was like dinner time, okay? Like you had already left, I think. But
no, I stayed.
Oh, you stayed? Okay. So it's like dinner time, and I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna obviously make them something to eat for dinner. So I go to open the microwave. Tell me how. There's a whole stick of butter in there, melted.
What did he say?
Because we forgot it in there.
She didn't put the butter in the freaking
You
cookies.
could have reminded me. I was stressed.
What do you mean I could have? She's asking me to remind her when I don't even know how to cook. Like, what is going on up in here?
Okay, but anyway, so yeah, so I forgot the butter because I was pretty stressed, and so I messed up the cookies, so they tasted horrible, and they were like rocks. And it was so funny because she kept saying how bad they were, like trying to roast me and stuff. And her oldest son, he had my back from day one. He was literally like, well, if it's so bad then, Mama, why do you keep going and eating it? Because she kept going back over and over and taking little pieces and eating them, but then being like, it's so bad, it's so bad. And he was like, well, it can't be that bad because you just keep going back.
Oh yeah.
And he like roasted you, and I laughed so hard. And from day one, that has been his energy with me. He always has my back no matter what. And he even said like the other day, it was obviously I'm not proud of it, but I also am. He was like, if anyone ever messes with you, like I'm gonna get them.
I feel like it was so disastrous. Like I feel like that day just didn't go, and nothing went as planned.
You know what? Nothing ever in this situation went the way we thought it would.
And I also think it was raining, so we couldn't go outside.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to the park, and then it also rained, so then we were stuck inside.
So we were stuck inside.
And it came across as way more intimate than it was supposed to. Because your friend wasn't there, it came off a lot like more intimate. And it was like very
They're just like sitting there like dead silence. They were like, hello. You walked in through the door and they're just like, hi.
And I think you were stressed too because like her oldest has ADHD. And like he was like really like violent at that time. He was in a phase of his life where he was like he would like Tasmanian devil like around the house all the time. And I think she thought that I was going to like judge him and be like, these kids are way too much.
Well, it's severe ADHD. It's not just the average.
It's not. Yeah, I work with kids with special needs.
It's not the average.
And it's one of the worst I've seen. But it's better now. But it wasn't when he can control himself more now. But before he had like no self control and he was like
Screaming, I'm running around.
So she was worried about how I would perceive them. So I think she was really stressed out. I was really stressed out because I was like, this is not supposed to how it was supposed to be. And I was like, oh my god, like it looks really. I didn't want them right away, like looking at me like in a threatening kind of way because it was too much. So I was worried they were going to think it was too much, but it was so funny because it was the opposite. It was like they were always wanting more out of me than I even thought they wanted. And like from the jump, it was like as soon as I came over once, they were like, when's she coming back? When's she coming back?
Well, because like they
always
just was so like
it was instant.
It was so pure though.
Instant.
Like your guys' connection was so pure from the jump that it was like they just loved you and they just knew what the deal was and they could see the love and the happiness.
It's been like 2 years almost since I've known them.
Yeah,
it's been 2 years coming up. Oh my god, like in like a couple months.
Yeah, and honestly, and
there's been a lot of healing. There's been a lot of healing.
There's been a lot of healing. He's so happy that like he's with us because we're like obviously like stable and happy and just loving, and it's great. And also like myself and my ex, like we get along really well as well, and so they're able to see like we joke around and we laugh and like we, you know what I mean, like whenever I go to like pick them up or whatever, we hang out for a minute, we chat and we joke and stuff. And so I think that they're getting like positivity from like every
consistent.
So I think everything is going in a good direction, and thank goodness that the disaster that was the first meeting, they took it with a grain of salt and they loved you, and that's all they saw. So
yeah, and honestly, like ever since then it was literally just like instant vibe and instant connection.
Yeah,
and it's been that way ever since. And it's kind of like it was never like we had to try to make them like me.
Yeah,
it's always been that like they like have been open arms, like loved me from the start,
and you as well to them. Yeah. So anyways guys, so that is the story time of the first time that Jess met the kids and the disaster that it was.
But the beautiful disaster.
But the beautiful disaster that it was, exactly. So anyways, we don't want to keep you guys any longer. It's already kind of a longer video. So on that note, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're dropping
bangers. And follow our Instagram.
Description down in the box below.
And please check out our giveaway video because we're on the road to 5K and we want you guys to miss out on the things that we're giving.
And on that note, we will see you guys in the next video. Bye!